Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Miss Tanita. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe and make sure you ring the bell and give me a thumbs up. And after the video, if you like what you heard, please leave me a comment. I love getting feedback. So today's video is a continuation from the series that I've been doing, God Plus Therapy and Lessons Learned, and how it has changed my life. And so what I want to do is kind of go right back into where I left off from the last video, where I talked about my experience with my first experience with therapy involving getting the divorce and being done with my ex-husband and just feeling overwhelmed. So I want to kind of pick up where I left off and just go right into the major lesson learned from that therapy session, from those repeated therapy sessions. My takeaway was that I did not have a deal breaker. So a lot of times we end up in relationships. They may start off really healthy. We have our honeymoon phase. Things are going great. And then reality sets in. And so what happens is we start to have compensations, or we start to make accommodations or allowances for bad behaviors and bad choices and bad decisions. And so what I found in my particular case is I've had lots of compensations. My ex-husband was not the best husband to me, but he was a great provider. I was in a position where I was not financially able to provide for myself and our 3 sons. And so I stayed and I dealt with a lot of things based on he was paying all the bills. He was taking care of my needs as well as my wants financially. And he was taking care of the children. So one of my things is you definitely want to have a plan B when you are trying to exit a relationship. But my biggest thing was I had standards, but I didn't have any deal breakers. And so, and there's a difference. So let's just talk about a quick example of what I mean. So a standard could be something as simple as, I don't want a man that smokes cigarettes. Okay, so that's your standard. If you start dating or you meet a man and he smokes cigarettes, bam, that's not something you're going to do. But something even a little more complex is, say you meet someone and you set this standard, I want a God-fearing man. Well, what does that mean? A God-fearing man can mean I want someone who believes in God. I want someone who acknowledges God as his Lord and Savior. But that's a little flexible depending on who you are, because I'm not going to dictate, like, I want that in any man that I am with, but I'm not going to say you have to go to church every Sunday because I go to church every Sunday, or you have to go to Bible study because I go to Bible study. I just don't believe in dictating somebody else's walk. So that may be a standard for some women, but for me, if you're God-fearing, you acknowledge God, you're not the Antichrist, you're not worshiping the devil, okay, your continued journey or walk with God, I just have to make sure my light is shining. And so that will draw you even nearer. But I'm not going to dictate how that walk is supposed to be played out. I'm going to worry about myself, because at the end of the day, God is going to judge me and me alone, not me and my husband together. So that's a standard, what I mean. But a deal breaker, and what I'm talking about that I learned that I think is so important, and I just want to share and give people something to think about going forward in your relationship, is, do you have a deal breaker? Meaning, if this person does this thing to me one time, it's over. There is no, and you can set standards however, I mean, you can set deal breakers. You can align them however you want to. So you could say they got 3 times to do this. Well, for me, this deal breaker is you got 1 time, and that is 1 time to put your hands on me. It's done. I'm not talking about we plan, you accidentally slap me, you accidentally, we plan. That's one thing. No, I'm talking about we mad. We big mad. You pissed off at me to the point that you raised your hand and you hit me with the intentions of hurting me. We are done. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Like, period, point blank. I could love you to the end of time. Could have thought we was going to ride off and be in the rocking chairs together to the sunset. I'm done with you. Like, overdone. I don't even want to get hyped up, because that gets me hyped up. The other thing that I would say is, if you have a deal breaker like that, that's your all or none, which that's what a deal breaker should be. It shouldn't be negotiable. We ain't going to counseling for this. No, we're done. So I think you should also let that be known up front, like in the dating phase, like probably in the first or second date, or if you think it's going somewhere, you need to let it be known what your deal breaker is. And hopefully they have deal breakers too, and they let you know what it is. So if you do that, it's over. So one of the things that I learned about that is having a deal breaker for me, it's beyond setting standards. And it's about having a healthy relationship, having healthy boundaries, not just going along to get along, and not just, having these compensations. So it requires you to stay in something that you're miserable or unhappy in. I am not staying in nothing that I'm miserable and unhappy in. And I've never been in an abusive relationship before, but I have been exposed to domestic violence based on people who I love near and dear. And for me, watching that and seeing the vicious cycle of it, it let me know I can't do it. I'm not built for that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put my kids in a situation where they have to feel the need to defend me and now they in jail or they hurt. I'm not going to put my father, my brothers, or any other men in my family in a situation based on my bad choice to stay in something and somebody is physically hurting me. That is not love. I recommend anyone who is in something like that to get out. Just get out, like regardless of what the compensations or regardless of what they're doing. But I also, you do have to have an exit strategy in situations. And I can't really share what an exit strategy would be in an abusive relationship. But I would say, I hope you have a good support system and someone that you can trust and be able to share. And so they can be able to help you to accomplish that. But for me, with the compensations, what I had to learn to do was get myself in a financial position to be able to take care of myself and my children. And so that way I didn't have to stay in a relationship with a cheater. I'm definitely not staying in a relationship with an abuser, but for the cheater thing. And with that, I would say cheating is a deal breaker for me, but it's one of those that might be a little flex. It's not my all or nothing. I'm not going to sit here in front and fake it like I'm going to just say we're done, no questions asked. But if you hit me, done, no questions asked. So again, I hope that these tips have been helpful to someone. I want to continue my series of God plus therapy and how it has changed my life. I hope that if you are in need of a therapist, you're able to find one. Don't forget, even during coronavirus, there are options to do virtual therapy. I'm actually doing it now with my therapist where we do Zoom, and it's not the most, what I want to say, personable experience, but it's working. And so don't, just negate it or keep putting it on the back burner just because of the coronavirus pandemic. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I wish you nothing but the best and love in the coming time, just hang in there, stay focused, hang in there, continue to trust God. Again, the God Plus Therapy merchandise is available on my website. I will put up the link. Thank you again for watching. Hope to see you on the next video. God bless you.